Mud flaps come in two models. One model is for the 1.25" or the 2" receiver. That comes in one model package. The other package is for if your ATV that comes with a flat drawbar on the back like this. In that package, you're going to find a drawbar extension along with a 3/4" bolt, a special star washer, and a lock washer along with a nut. And this is quite simple. Lay the star washer on there, drop your bolt in through the extension, and then just drop that all the way down through. Then I'm going to take the regular washer, slip that on, and then the nut. Now, it's important that you tighten this nut up fairly tight. If you have a torque bar, you want to torque that to 150 pounds and get that good and tight. Once you have that torque down, then you're going to take the spreader bar, and again, you have two different U-bolts. You have the long one. Well, for this one, we don't need that one. We just need the short U-bolt. I'm going to put that on here like this. And now I have two brackets. I have an 1.25" bracket and a 2" bracket. On this particular model, we want the 2" bracket. We're going to drop that down on here like that. And then we have a small lock washer to drop over each one of those bolts, and then a 1/2" nut. And we're just going to screw that down. When you, before you tighten this down, you can decide how far back or forward you might want to slide this. You can always adjust that later on. And when you tighten these down, do 1 turn or 2 on one side and 1 turn or 2 on the other side, so you tighten it all together. Once you have the spreader bar mounted on your ATV, the next thing to do is to take the plastic fender, and we need to adjust that on the spreader bar. When you line this up, the main thing is you want your tire in the middle of your fender. And then these fenders come with perforated holes. So these are adjustable in or out, up or down. So there's a lot of adjustment. The most common place to drill the holes will be the third one from the bottom. So you count 1, 2, 3 from the bottom, and 1, 2, 3 over. Those will be the two most common. But again, you just want to line it up. Then I'm going to take an awl, and once I have it lined up to where I want it, I'm just going to mark it here with the awl like this. All right, now I'm going to take this fender over to the bench, and I'll pre-drill these holes. Okay, let me mark 1, and I'll mark the other one. All right, now I'm going to take these to the bench and pre-drill the holes. Okay, now what you're seeing is I've drilled these holes out here, and what I did is once I had those 3 drilled out, I laid the plate down and I drilled out the 3 in the bottom. When you put your plate on, you want the plate top, it has 5 of the holes in, the bottom of your plate has 3, so it's going to get mounted just like that. Then what I'm going to need is I pick up my bolts. You have 2" bolts and 3/4" bolts. I'm going to take a 2" bolt, put a small flat washer on the back, and I'm just going to drop it through one of the holes I drilled. And then again, I take my flat plate, and the top side is a top with 5 holes in it. I'm just going to drop that through here, and I'm going to put it through the hole in my spreader bar, lining it up. Now, once that is in there, I'm just going to take another flat washer and lay it on here, plus one of the little 7/16 locking nuts, and just start that. Now I'm going to do the same thing for this side and get that lined up. Once we have the plastic fender mounted, now I'm going to drill the bottom 3 holes. This metal plate shows you where the 3 holes have to go. So I'm just taking that same size drill, and I'm just going to drill out each one of these holes. Okay, now that I have the holes drilled out, now I'm going to take the 3/4" bolt along with the large fender washer and slip that on. And it comes on the back side of your rubber mat. And a little tip is, use the center hole first, then it'll hang straight for you. So I'm just going to push that through just like that. All right, now I'm going to turn it like this, and I'm going to insert it in the middle hole of the plastic fender. Once it pops through, I take a 7/16 locking nut, and I'm just going to turn that on there. Now what I'm going to do is I'll repeat the procedure for the 3/4 inch bolts through the other 2 holes. Once I have those on there, then I'm just going to tighten these nuts. A precaution, don't over tighten these nuts as you'll pucker the rubber in the back. If you're not sure where that is, just peek in the back as you're tightening them. You don't want that rubber to pucker out. Here we're showing Mudflap now mounted on the ATV. Notice I have about 2 to 3 inches of depth here from the ground up. If something happens where there isn't enough room to lower this anymore, you can always take the spreader bar and mount it underneath. They work great like that too. The other tip I want to tell you, some models come with the muffler is too close to the plastic. All you need is a regular tin snips, and you can just take this and you can just trim it off. It trims off very easily. So if your muffler's in the way, just take a pair of tin snips and trim that off. Thank you again. If you happen to have a UTV, we also make a model for a UTV, and we make a different model for a pickup truck. So Mudflaps will protect whatever you're towing from dirt and snow and all the mud and slush. Thank you again.